And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hey, and welcome to the show, everybody. Greatly appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals. If you're buying, selling, investing, we would love to talk to you. Refinancing, we would love to talk to you. Great lenders associated with the show, over 80 categories of consumer advocates and business owners, men and women that support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. And thank you for supporting us as well. Natacha Sanderson joins us here, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. Stop the Scroll. We're going to talk with her about her awesome business, stagetoselltb.com, and Coast to Coast as well. We are also going to hit on the top 10 celebrities in Tampa. So top 10 celebrities that live in Tampa according to this website here. Celebrities website here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Feel good story of the day. Also coming up, scientists discover mechanisms that prevent autoimmune disease and win $600,000 in Crayford Prize. So we have a feel good story also on today's program as well. Now, before we do, we got to let you know about our Thursday event. We've got Thursday, April 24th, 5:30. We got a chamber mixer, David, 5-chamber mixer at the ball field.
5 Chamber of Commerces all getting together for this one. It's going to be Thursday, April 24th from 5:30 to 9 p.m. All the food there is going to be sponsored by the Platinum MVP team, of course. And this one is actually only a $35 registration fee with it, but you get in the ball game and the networking to go along with it. Of course, you get to meet all the show guests, producers, and get to do some major networking while we're there. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, interesting too. And we got a rule change in draft targets, SS mailbag. So the NFL world descended on West Palm Beach also about the rule changes. They're looking at changing the guaranteed possession and overtime when it comes to football. And even, if the other team scores a touchdown first, the opposing team's like, hey, sorry, the game over. But that might have come a year too late for the Tampa Bay Bucks, who lost a couple of recent playoff games due to that. But we'll touch on that later on as well. A couple of hot listings here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We like to feature our real estate properties live on air. It helps our sellers sell faster for more money with maximum profit. 221 Howard Drive, beautiful Bel Air Beach, Florida. We got a great listing here on the beaches. This one is 5'3", 3,500 square foot, single family home, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. Gorgeous 3-island kitchen, Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 feet of linear water frontage on deep water access to the Gulf of America. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. Beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. Great opportunity. Great place to live, work, and play. I think some of those top 10 celebrities might want to take a look at that one too, man. That's a $3 million listing. Beautiful property there. I like that one. We also have a beautiful listing, another $1 million listing at 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. This one's over in Claremont, Florida. 5'3", 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, estate-style home. Gorgeous property. You have that Cape Cod feel. Beautiful look. Large caged-in pool with a spa package there in the back. Beautiful pavers. 3,121 square feet, over an acre of land. And this one's all about the location. It's Magnolia Island, which is a home exclusive to only 30 homes in that community. So it's a rare gem at an excellent price. 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard, Claremont, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, hit us up online at consumerqb.com. All right, Made in America. Natacha Sanderson, welcome back in. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming in, and tell us a little bit about your business. What's going on lately?
Oh, just lots of phone calls for staging. It seems like a lot of properties are wanting to move, so give me a call.
They're getting serious about staging, and you know when you get that call, they're like, hey, we've been on the market.
Either we've been on the market, the home has some difficult areas, we're unsure how to make people fall in love with it, or we just don't want to sit on the market.
Yeah.
We want you to take care of our problem before we get there.
Yeah, because the studies show what? with the staged home.
Oh, yeah. Your buyers, less than 10% can actually see the home for what it is. So go ahead and put furniture in it, take that 10% out of there, and or the 90%, and just sell the home quickly. Yeah,
and they're selling X amount percent faster for X dollars more on the National Association has these studies out there. If you pull it up on NAR website, you'll see these studies that I'm referencing. But yeah, they'll sell faster for more money.
Statistically, it's constantly changing, right? But, I can tell you one thing that's guaranteed is that your first price reduction is always a lot more than the cost of staging initially.
Right.
So your first reduction is usually $10,000. I can tell you right now, the cost of staging is never $10,000.
Right. That's nice. And a lot of the guys, like I work with some of these wholesalers, these flippers, they'll renovate and then put it on the market. They always stage because they know. They're professionals. They know, hey, let's make it look nice when people come in. It's been described to me over my real estate career is when you walk in, you want it to seem almost like a Four Seasons hotel, a Ritz-Carlton hotel. I mean, you want to have that feel when you walk in.
Well, let's go back to the old days. Let's talk about it. Back in the 90s when we used to go home to homes with our parents, what were they? They were always staged by the model homes. We walked in and we wanted to see what we called the street of dreams.
Right.
We wanted to envision ourselves moving up, and that's what we do when we stage a home. We envision how people can perceive their new space.
Right. So what's hot, what's not, what's kind of in, what's out right now? What are you seeing trend-wise?
We're seeing a lot of color right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of colors coming back. So, white is always recommended so people can visualize what they can do with their property, because sometimes people are afraid of color. But we're seeing a lot of people get a little bit bold, and it's quite interesting. We have an all black house coming up. It's phenomenal. When I heard the agent say, "Oh, it's all black," I walked in and I said, "Oh, it's all black."
Cool.
It is beautiful. It makes everything in the home just really stand out, from the walls to the baseboards to the ceiling. Everything is black. And you would think cringe. No, it's actually stunning.
Yeah, and if you don't want to be that that daring, you could do just an accent wall. A lot of people just do the old accent wall.
Accent
right?
walls aren't, they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Seeing texture on those walls now too, where they'll have the boards running diagonal.
Yeah, we have the boards and Venetian plasters coming back. A lot of wallpaper, peel and stick, so that way it's not permanent. It doesn't damage the walls. It's great.
Yep.
Gives a little personality.
And you've got a really cool niche. We're talking with Natacha Sanderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stage to Sell Tampa Bay as her company. She's on Instagram.com, Tampa Bay homestaging.com as well. And when you look at the Airbnb niche, that short-term rental, the VRBO, you've got an interesting niche. Can you describe that for our audience?
So what we do is we do a lot of studying. We do a lot of comparisons, comparative analysis to see what the average nightly stay is, and we try to get you into that top bracket. So let's say we're looking at the average nightly stay is $117 in your area. We're looking at the most expensive home. So if we can see it at $257, we're going to say, okay, what amenities do they have? Right. We're going to add all of those amenities and give you a couple extras. So that way you are really serious competition for the highest price.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get you into the $300 per night bracket. So we do a lot of studying. We look at the annual revenue that you're going to get back. So that way you can actually see, this is a moneymaker. I had one client call me just recently. He says, I'd be happy if I can turn around and do $55,000 a year. We did the analysis for him, and he's looking at $165,000. So he just, he was mind blown. He says, why didn't I do this sooner?
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're already playing ball there. Why not play ball at a higher level?
Yeah, and he was buying the home that he wants to retire in a couple of years, but he just wants to be able to make some money. He doesn't live in state, and he was just trying to think how could I do this, enjoy it at the same time. He has an aesthetic look, and I added a little bit of drama to it, which actually excited him quite a bit. So
what was that?
It's very tropical feel.
Okay.
So we went bohemian tropical.
Got it.
A lot of greenery, a lot of bamboo type looking, and then we added pops of orange and things like that. So it's not necessarily that we have to paint the walls. We can add the texture in through linens or through pillows or the color of the couch. Not everything has to always be white.
Yeah. Dartboards on the walls, or what was that? The one you had where it was
Oh, we did a Nerf gun wall.
You did a Nerf gun wall. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah.
Over 100 guns, and that house doesn't have any vacancy.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can't say that the turnover crew is exactly happy with me.
Yeah.
But, I kind of labeled where the guns go, and I put labels on the guns too. But, it's just a lot of fun. You got to create that atmosphere where people want, if they're going to be spending that kind of money, keep them at home.
Yeah.
Encourage the kids to go outside.
Exactly.
We want to get people off devices and take them outside.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fun. We stayed at a very kind of forward-thinking B&B, Airbnb type deal over going to Disney one weekend, and it was neat. They had really cool game room set up. Just each of the kids' rooms had multiple beds with all the different themes. One was like a dragon theme, maybe, or an animal theme. But speaking of these short-term rentals, these STRs, here's a little bit of news from the Pinellas County Commissioners. They just updated some of their policies and their ordinances relating to these short-term rentals. They're doing an occupancy cap of 10 people, including children, a clear definition of, quote, bedroom, unquote, what is a bedroom, and then quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. aligned with the noise ordinance. Parking is going to be limited to one car per 3 people confined to the property. And then here's the job that nobody wants. Answering the phone for this 24/7 hotline for immediate complaint resolution. Who wants that job? Nobody.
Especially when you don't have great neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you have that, and they have fines in here, fines of up to $1,000 for violations with possible revocation of certificate if, for multiple uses. And, looks like that was passed by the county commission not long ago.
My question with that is, how do they enforce the body count on the interior of the home?
Yeah, who knows?
Like, do they just stand there and physically count or put cameras on properties? I mean, like, how do we do this? Like, why are we even going to this extreme?
Yeah, well, I guess to keep the balance between, business and
okay, but some families have more than 10 people per family. So now what happens? Now are you complaining about a family of, 12 children? Like,
as long as they're not acting like Will Ferrell on Old School.
Well, I mean,
we're going
some
to the
guests
park.
at
We're
these
streaking to the
homes
park.
are great. You never hear a peep out of them. They're just terrible neighbors.
Yeah, you're going to have those issues. That's an interesting point, though. How are you going to monitor that? I guess if code enforcement gets called, they come over, you see all these people. There's your fine.
I mean, code enforcement came out to a property I was working at because we parked near the mailbox. We weren't blocking the mailbox.
Right.
Plus, the mailbox was actually a blocked mailbox, so there was no mail to be received there. But there was a complaint from one of the neighbors saying, "Oh, they're blocking the mailbox." Actually, we weren't, but. Code enforcement comes out for some strange things, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a balance. It really is. When you think about real estate in Tampa Bay, we still have a balanced market. Some people are saying, oh, the market's terrible. I'm going to take my property off the market. And, of course, each homeowner has that autonomy to figure out what's their strategy, what's best for them. But these last few couple of months here coming up, before you go to that extreme of, I'm just going to rent it for another year, you still got May and June, April, May, June. Those are really solid months for sales. Those are high sales months. So, that's kind of my advice if people are out there saying, oh, the market's terrible, I'm not going to sell right now. It's still a balanced market. I think people don't understand.
That's usually when families travel. When children are out of school, they'll bring the families down and do a little vacation down in Florida. It's hot for us Floridians, but for people who aren't local, this is their time. This is their opportunity to travel.
Yeah, exactly.
So I say keep it on the market. Why pull it?
Keep it on the market. And, now you get into August, later in the year, it's hot, dead summer. That's when, maybe it does slow down a little bit. People are saying, hey, I'm going to do my vacation during the summer. Or I'm getting geared back up for school. But, I would say definitely these next couple of months, these next 2 or 3 months, keep it on the market if you're considering selling and you haven't got the offers you want. And just realize that it's all about pricing. Sometimes when I have these expired listings or they're coming up to expire or they're just not selling, I always say it's 2 things, condition and price and condition. And you could always say, oh, but location, of course, location, that's a given. You wouldn't be looking in that area, that zip code, if you weren't interested. Right. So it really is price and condition. So unfortunately, people don't get that sometimes.
Listen, I get called out to a lot of houses, and, they pay me to come out. And when I give these recommendations, they don't take them seriously. Oh, well, that's just your opinion. Yeah. Well, it's my professional opinion, and I really think that this is what's hurting you. You're kind of stuck in 1982, and we're fast forward into 2025. People's expectations of what homes should look like are completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I really think that some of these little minor details are things that should be paid attention to, like doorknobs on homes that just straight up look like, old.
Yeah.
It's such an easy change. Cabinet pulls. I didn't tell you to change your cabinets. I didn't tell you to paint them. I told you to change the pulls.
Just
pulls
the knobs
are
on it?
super easy to change. Super cheap on Amazon.
Yep.
If I can plug Amazon here. Light fixtures are super cheap too.
Yep.
You don't have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and break the bank. These are very, very inexpensive upgrades to your home.
Right.
And it's worth it.
Yeah, and the perception is going to be, wow, this is unique, this is interesting, this is new, this is exciting, maybe.
Don't give her credit towards selling. If your carpet needs stretching, stretch the carpet.
Right.
Clean it, stretch it, get it over with. It's $175 to have somebody come out and stretch the carpet. Why are you going to take a $5,000 cut for carpet?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to take it.
All right, coming up, top 10 celebrities living in Tampa. We're going to cover that here. More with Natacha Sanderson coming up as well. Stage to Sell Tampa Bay on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, later on, we got a feel-good story of the day. Scientists discover mechanisms that prevent autoimmune disease and win $600,000 Crayford Prize. Feel-good story of the day coming up. Top 10 celebrities living in Tampa. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rhymes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon Rhymes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team. More with Natacha Sanderson, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. Also coming up, top 10 celebrities living in Tampa. Feel-good story of the day later on as well. 14420 Bailey Hill Road in Brooksville. We have an opportunity to buy some land here. This one's 3 acres of agricultural zone land up in Brooksville, Florida, unimproved land. Quick access to Tampa, Crystal River. You have Zone X there for FEMA. And you're just minutes to Cortez Boulevard, 5-minute drive to public boat ramps that lead out to the Gulf of America as well. 14420 Bailey Hill Road in Florida, or in Brooksville, Florida. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Natacha Sanderson in studio with us, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. All right, we got a top 10 list. We like to put these top 10 lists together just to have a little fun out there. You know any celebrities living in Tampa Bay? Do you have a guess?
I know there's several athletes.
Some athletes? Yes, we do have some athletes
I know
here.
John Cena lives up by me, or did live up by me.
Yeah, he's number one on the list, John Cena.
Okay.
That's
and
the wrestler,
then
right?
I know
Big wrestler
Jeter
actor.
used to live here.
Who's that? Jeter?
Jeter.
Yep, that's right. He's on the list, too. Jeter made the
And
list.
We had the GOAT local. Is he still local?
Oh, Tom Cruise or Tom Brady?
Well, Tom Cruise did live here at
I
one
looked
point.
at
Yes.
Tom Cruise as I was reading Tom Brady, and my mind played tricks on me there. Yeah, I think Brady's still here. You've got Tom Cruise, obviously, on the list now. Number 2 is Angela Bassett.
What?
Angela Bassett.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even really know who that is. I probably know the face, but
You
Sarah
definitely know.
Paulson. You know
Okay.
Sarah Paulson?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, she's
Okay.
on the list. Channing Tatum.
Well, he went to my high school.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Which school was
Tampa
that?
Catholic.
Oh, okay, Tampa
Yeah.
Catholic. We played Tampa Catholic my senior year in football.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was a couple of years. Oh, I'm aging myself. Maybe not.
Okay.
I'm 29.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
He graduated way long before me.
What about this guy? Was he a boy? Was this a boy band guy? Nick Carter? Was he a boy band or something?
Nick Carter. Yeah, he was local.
Boy band.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan made the list.
Hulk
What's his?
Hogan.
He's got
Is
a
he
beer
still
brand
local?
now, don't he? What's his beer brand?
Is he still local?
I think so. Clearwater.
He used to live in the green roof house out there.
Yeah, on the beach.
Yeah, on the waterfront there. He sold
Yep.
it.
He's got that beer brand that he's promoting at some of the
I know we
the
have
rallies
several
and
like
stuff.
offshore Grand Prix boat racers here locally.
Oh, okay.
Lots of golfers. Pete Sampras used to be local.
Oh, I remember that name. Yep. My
Capriati, Jennifer Capriati.
I remember
used
that
to be
name.
local too.
Yep. I mean, this list could probably go in a lot of different ways, but you've
Yeah.
got what about Robin Zander? I don't know who that is
I
either.
don't know who that is.
Cheap Trick lead singer.
I don't even know.
Ray Charles,
Ray Charles, really?
classic Ray Charles.
Is local?
Yeah,
No.
I guess so.
Really?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
And then
pretty cool.
Dave Bautista.
Bautista. He
Dave
used to live in my
Bautista.
neighborhood.
Is that a wrestler?
Yeah.
WWF or something?
Yeah, he's an actor as
WWE.
well.
John Travolta.
Travolta, he had a place up in Spring Hill, didn't he, in a flying community?
Oh, that's right. The flying communities.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to
Yep.
see his jet out on the tarmac over in St. Pete.
So we did a little over 10, but there's also Vinny LeCavier there, Keenan Thompson. But yeah, there you
Got
go.
a lot
People,
of the hockey players, yeah.
famous people living in Tampa Bay. Yeah. More and more people, of course, love this area, man. You get away from the Miami side. Some people do love the Miami side. You got, the East Coast, more traffic, more parties, a little bit more international presence as far as international city. But Tampa Bay, what a great place to live, work, and play still, right?
Oh, yeah.
The entire Gulf Coast.
A lot of the retired football players came back.
Yeah.
They were here at one point and came back. So
Yeah.
I see a lot of them driving in their cars.
That's right. Yeah. What's the highest end stage home that you've done?
We did a
Staging.
$15 million, but we recently just did a $5 million new build over in Bel Air, which is gorgeous.
Wow. Beautiful.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is it still still active?
We actually, it hasn't been listed yet.
Okay.
So it'll
Well, let me know when the appointment is.
Yeah, no. I'd love to talk to my broker and see if we can maybe do a broker's open with that one.
Yeah,
that
that'd
one
be
was
fun.
a lot of fun. I put 3 couches in it to make one big couch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
fun.
Definitely a lot of fun. 10-foot restoration hardwood table went in there. A big travertine table went on the outside deck.
Yeah.
Just a really beautiful home.
And you have those big spaces. It gives you more autonomy. You have just more room to make stuff happen.
So much flow. In a big home, you kind of get lost sometimes doing the staging. Like, less is more,
Yeah.
Do you put a living room in a master bedroom and a primary bedroom because the space allows for it?
Right.
But what do you do with this extra space? You
Yeah.
have to get creative on, like, how you want people to see their sanctuary.
Yeah, it's fun. The cool thing about the design is, it's changing. There's styles that are in and out, and then you can always reach out to Natacha Sanderson, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay, and get a fresh look at it. And if people want to reach out to you, what's the best site for them to check you out at?
Just call me. I'll send you pictures.
There you go.
I'll let you see what I'm doing. 813-784-3389.
One more time, 784
813-784-3389.
3389. All right, good stuff. Reach out to Natasha. Let her know you heard about her here on the show. Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. Also maximizing the profit on your rentals out there, those VRBOs, those short-term rentals, as we say. And we're going to take it up with them about that 10 cap on people, too, man.
Yeah, listen, if you've got an Airbnb, let's just call it that, any kind of vacation rental, and you're thinking about, like, restyling it, updating it a little bit, give me a call. I'd love to come in and help you, maybe give you some tidbits on what it is that you can do on a friendly budget.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. All right, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. All right, that was fun. The top 10 people living or celebrities in Florida. Coming up, we're going to talk with Ashley Wait-Woodcock joining us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Saying Coach Socash closing out the program as well. David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. Feel-good story of the day coming up as well. We'll be right back.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing. We would love to talk to you, and we'd like to help you with your real estate side on your listings. We like to feature listings live on air, maximizing the exposure and the profit for you. You know, that strategy works. It helps us have one of the highest list price to sell price ratios in all of Tampa Bay and maximizing the exposure. Top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, Keller Williams Realty. 9594 Merricamp Road in Ocala, Florida. We got a great commercial listing here. This is a wonderful opportunity for a potential for investment. What we have here is 5,725 square foot commercial property, almost an acre of land. It's a thriving hardware store with lucrative income streams in Ocala, Florida. Expansive lot. You've got plenty of parking, semi-truck parking, rental in the back. Seller financing available with a strong down payment, and it offers multiple income-generating opportunities. 9594 Merricamp Road, Ocala, Florida. Another one of our awesome listings from the Platinum MVP team. You know, we list vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties. We've got about 50 current listings right now. 10129 Little Road in Newport Richey is another one of our commercial listings. This one has a circular driveway, 2337 square feet, over an acre of land. Spacious reception area, administrative office, kitchen break area as well. You have convenient access to State Road 52 and Highway 19 as well. New roof installed in 2020, and it's ADA compliant. You have the entrance ramp and bathrooms there as well. Over a dozen paid parking spaces. Currently operating as a chiropractor office. 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumMVPteam.kw.com. Quick shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show over at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. Excellent food, wonderful, very friendly wait staff, and delicious food over there. Wonderful ambiance as well. Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take him up on special offers. Check out that salmon fresca, one of their most popular items. They got Monday through Friday happy hours as well. Went over there just a couple days ago, had a nice late lunch, early happy hour with Captain Will Smith, Michael Johnson from Denison, from J Brothers Yachting, that is, stopped over. And I checked out their happy hour menu. Man, it was great. Had the caprese salad, had a little burger, and it was such good food. Yeah, lamb chops are so good. That's your favorite, right? Yeah, say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take him up on special offers and incentives, and let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and they'll hook you up with a free water with lemon. Every time they hook me up, I don't even ask for it. They give me water every time. All right, Ashley, welcome in. Ashley Wait-Woodcock, welcome in.
Thank you so much.
Paralegal here in Tampa Bay, and give us a little background, a little history on.
Well, I always say I'm not a lawyer. I only play one on TV.
There you go.
Because I have worked for many different attorneys in all areas of law, estate planning, tax, corporate, elder law, which is probate, guardianship, real estate law, family law, civil litigation. I've done everything except criminal.
Construction law.
Construction litigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I love it. Ever since I was little, I said I'm going to grow up to be a lawyer.
That's awesome.
Never made it to law school. Right out of school, I ended up at the Capitol. I was the House Majority Whip's legislative aide, passing legislation for a living, and then...
And who was that whip?
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis, okay.
Out of Collier County in Naples.
Yeah, I used to live in Naples at one point.
Our district ran into Broward County, so we had an interesting district line, Collier County into Broward County.
To Broward County, across the state? How did that happen?
Cross Alligator Alley, Miccosukee Indian Tribe.
Oh, my goodness. What a weird district.
It was very weird.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It was a lot of fun. One thing led to another. Worked for different attorneys from Naples to Tampa. Just never went back to law school. So I'm a Florida registered paralegal working for attorneys, trying to share important information to people.
Yeah. Well, that's the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's right up our alley here. That's what we like to do, is be that consumer advocate, help people kind of understand their buying decisions. We say make you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So I see one of the topics today was VA aid and attendance pension benefit.
Mm-hmm. It's very important. It's a benefit that veterans and their families are entitled to that a lot of veterans don't know exist. I did learn about it when I worked for Michelangelo Mortallero with Mortallero Law. I did probate estate planning for them, along with elder law and the planning for the VA aid and attendance pension benefit. It's primarily for 65 and older or permanently disabled. It's money per month, tax-free for life, that the vet and or their surviving spouse or current spouse get.
That's great.
There's different levels. There's housebound, ANA, which is aid and attendance, which means do you need help with activities of daily living?
Wow.
Can you dress yourself? Can you feed yourself?
Drive to
medication.
your doctor appointments. Yeah, my mom's having some issues with, just simple things like getting to the doctor's appointments, the dentist appointments, the eye doctors. And I think, you had to put a ballpark number on how much opportunities missed in terms of veterans or veterans' spouses that just don't know about the benefits, right? What would that number be? In the millions, probably, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I'm very passionate about veterans and protecting them and helping them and being a conduit of information for veterans currently and retired.
Right.
The VA doesn't do a great job at, making sure that they know what's out there. And the highest level of benefit, the veteran and surviving spouse get over $2,000 a month tax-free for life. Wow. It's qualifying, of course. You have to work with an elder law attorney to do that.
Right.
Since I'm not a lawyer, I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just sharing some information that people should reach out to a lawyer to find out more about. But at least giving a little bit of information will at least let people know that it's there. Yeah,
exactly. Those are the ideas that you want to explore. These are ideas. We're just throwing out ideas, questions. I like to frame things as questions. A lot of times when you're getting into situations, it's like, well, if you're selling a property, what's the tax implications here, Brandon? Well, that here's what may occur, but you probably want to check with a CPA about that. Well, what if so-and-so died and they left the will for this person, they died intestate, well, that's an estate planning attorney, family law. So you want to dig into these details, but that's a good topic. So VA aid and attendance pension benefit, that is available for spouses of deceased veterans.
It's for veterans and current spouse, and surviving spouse if the veteran has passed.
Okay, got it. So that is, yep. All right. Anything else on that topic, or do you want to go to the next?
I think that's it for that. Just people hear the word pension and they think it's the same as the traditional pension. It's separate.
Okay.
So everyone just needs to look into it.
Right.
Because it could be something they think they're getting and they're not.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely something to look at. We love our veterans around here. We offer discounts for veterans, first responders when we do our real estate deals. First responders, teachers, nurses, seniors. We want to help you out, the best we can. So we offer discounts. It could be as quarter point, a half point, just depending on the file and the loan amount. But that's something we do at the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. All right, Ladybird deeds and probate avoidance. That's another big topic.
Yes, Ladybird deed is also known as an enhanced life estate deed, named after Lady Bird Johnson, which is where the name came from. It is a probate avoidance document. So a lot of times people have misinformation or misunderstanding that if you have a will, when you pass away, you don't need a probate. That's not true. It's all about how assets are titled when somebody dies. So, for instance, if Mr. Smith owns a property individually and has a will naming his daughter, if on the last deed of record it's Mr. Smith, a single man, and he didn't rename the property, put it in a trust, do an enhanced life estate deed, which names a person upon death, that goes outside of probate. So a lot of times in closing, buyers don't understand or know in the contract, they can put that they want an enhanced life estate deed, and depending on who's handling the closing, they will do it at that time.
Wow.
And so the person who owns the property still owns it. They can mortgage it, they can refinance it, they can sell it. The verbiage on the deed, the Ladybird deed, is without joinder of remainderment, which means The person they're naming doesn't have to join in on the deed to do anything.
Wow.
And then when that person dies, it automatically passes to the named person by recording a death certificate.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Hey, these are all things that you wouldn't know to ask, right? You would not know to ask. So, without joinder remainderment is the terminology.
And there is a difference between an enhanced life estate deed and a life estate deed. They're different, and
Okay.
it all depends on what verbiage is in the deed.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and if you're in a real estate transaction and you're thinking about these things, this is why we have the hotline set up. You can call our show hotline, and any questions you have, we'll put you in touch with Ashley, and we'll get you that advice, and we'll get you plugged in. 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. There's an email form there. If you're driving, consumerqb.com, just submit the email form when you get home. 813-917-1894. A lot of structuring around these real estate investments too. People like to use these LLCs. Maybe it's 3 partners. You're splitting it up 33% roughly, and you have this also. When people are buying properties out of state as well, LLCs.
I recently was asked last night. Actually, received a text at I think 7:30 p.m. I'm always available. I love helping people. I feel like my purpose in life is to serve, right, and help people. But they were being told that they cannot buy the property in their out-of-state Wyoming LLC. Well, in my background in business law, yes, you can. There's no reason you can't. And a lot of people with asset protection and estate planning create these out-of-state LLCs in certain states for anonymity planning.
Got it.
With the stacked LLCs for, again, anonymity, which is privacy, liability, all of that. So yes, you can acquire a property in a Wyoming LLC here in Florida. And the person who was reaching out to me was just asking my non-legal advice or my opinion in the matter. And I said, absolutely you can. And whoever they were talking with said that they couldn't. So it's important to know how it all works, all the different areas of law that are affected in a real estate closing.
Yep.
Going back to deeds, the Ladybird deed, quitclaim deed, special warranty deed, there's all kinds of different deeds. And it's quit claim deed. I don't know how many times I hear quick claim deed with a K.
Yeah.
It's a T, quit.
Quit.
And a lot of times people will do it on their own, or they'll find a form online and they think it's so easy and they want to save money and they don't want to hire a lawyer.
Right.
And they do it and they record it. And the even bigger problem with the recording office in all the counties is they will record anything given to them.
Yeah.
There's no compliance. There's no checking to make sure that whatever is handed to them is legal. They'll record it, which is dangerous because that's what causes clouds on title.
Yeah. Tie you up.
Anybody can record a deed on anybody's property. Yeah. So that needs to be changed, going back to my legislative background, on a higher legislative agenda, which that really needs to get fixed at the root cause.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't have all these issues. So if you're doing a quitclaim deed, just call me. I will help you. Please don't do it yourself. They don't put the full legal. They don't have proper witnesses and notaries.
Right.
They don't have proper vesting. Vesting means telling the story. Are you single or are you married?
Right.
In the state of Florida, it matters because of Florida homestead law pursuant to the Florida Constitution.
Yeah.
People don't put that in there. Then when they go to sell it, then we have to do a corrective deed. If there's a corrective deed needed and that person's passed away, everybody's screwed.
Oh, yeah. I've had some interesting ones over the years. And It takes a lot of time to untangle those. It's like a coat or the pile of coat hangers, right? It's like pulling these things apart and unwinding it. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
Final thought. Let's get to your final thought here. We're talking with Ashley Wait-Woodcock, paralegal here locally, friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. You're going to be hearing more from her as well in future episodes. What's your final thought here, Ashley?
Final thought of the day: hire a professional.
Be careful. Don't do
careful.
it yourself.
Yeah.
FSBOs. I was talking to a FSBO just yesterday, and it was literally one of the worst calls you could have because the person was something literally a know-it-all. Like it was $1 million listing, and it was something to the effect that, oh well, I said, look, I've written books about real estate. I'm trying to sell myself, right? Oh well, there's nothing you can tell me about marketing and sales that I don't already know. I said, oh, so you're literally a know-it-all. And that was the end of the conversation, But yeah, some people think they know it all and they don't. And then they get caught up in these quit claim deeds and these ladybird, all these different situations that can happen. So that's why we set up the show, to be that consumer advocate to help people out there.
They want to save their money now, but in the end, they end up paying a lot more.
Exactly. And they end up also selling the property for less than they could have if they would have went through a professional realtor, full-time professional realtor, especially someone like us that has a daily talk show. So, Ashley, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Is there a website you want to plug?
Just call me.
Okay, just give her a call, 813-917-1894, and we'll put you right in touch with Ashley Wait-Woodcock. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
All right, my pleasure. Coming up, we're going to talk with Shane Socash, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. He's our jewelry expert and investing in alternative methods as well, gold, platinum, silver. We're going to talk with him. Also, feel-good story of the day. Scientists discover mechanisms that prevent autoimmune disease and win $600,000 Crayford Prize. Feel-good story coming up.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Welcome back. Brandon BRimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Keller Williams Realty. We're going to have to kick this feel-good story to the tomorrow show. Scientists discover mechanisms that prevent autoimmune disease and win $600,000 prize. We're going to kick that to the next show, and we're going to go right to the phone line now with Shane Socash, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. Shane Socash, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing, Brandon?
Oh, yeah, just blessed and highly favored. Things are good. And what are you seeing in your world, my friend?
Whew, we are buying. That is the theme of the week. Just about every coin collection has been in this week in St. Petersburg, I think. So I think people are taking advantage of the high metal prices. It kind of peaked out there around 3,200 so far, and then it's kind of dropped down to just below 3,000, and that's kind of signaled people. I think they're worried about it dropping a little further, so they're deciding that now is a good time to sell. So that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, what does that say about the just the people's uncertainty around the markets right now? They're just saying, "Hey, look, I've got this coin collection. I've been waiting for the right time. I'm going to go see Shane Socash over at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin now."
Yeah, so they're watching the market. And the market's going up and up and up and up and up, and then we get this little slide, and that's always going to signal some movement. Right. People are going to move it. But at the same time, I've sold a bunch, of bullion type material, coins and bars, that type of thing. So there's a lot of people out there that don't believe this is the ceiling. Yeah,
it could be. I mean, that's what I think is going to be interesting to see how. The tariffs. I mean, there's so many things going on geopolitically right now. You got the tariffs game going on. We got the master negotiator and chief, Trump, of course, negotiating these tariffs, seeing what we can do to improve this economy. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And then you still have all the, the folks that are bullish on some of the digital currencies out there. Do people come in and debate that topic with you as well from time to time?
They really don't. My wife dabbles in cryptocurrency. She loves, she gets all cerebral about it and tries to figure it out. It's not something makes sense to me, but she's a brilliant lady. So she set us up so that we're actually able to, sell jewelry or sell bullion with crypto. And so, but beyond that, no, it's not something that, they come in here, that's not their game typically.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. You have some of these companies too that are, saying that they can sell real estate and crypto and utilize crypto. And I don't know. I haven't really jumped on that bandwagon yet, but who knows? Maybe things in the future. What do they say? Stay in your lane. I'm staying in my lane. I'm in the real estate lane. I'm in the mortgage lane. I'm helping people with real estate and mortgage. And Shane Socash here on the line. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. The website is davidreynoldsjewelryandcoin.com. And you're also designing jewelry as well, and people can go in and just really get some good favor with their significant other in there.
That's for sure. Just had another person drop off a custom order, so put them in line. I got about 4 in front of him right now. So it's something I've been making jewelry my entire life since I was in high school.
What's one of your favorite pieces you've done?
Oh, there's a little Cinderella carriage that I made that's pretty much by far. I've made a lot of cool things. The Cinderella carriage had rolling wheels and diamonds and a little glass slipper. I worked with a local glass artist, and we figured out a way to make a little glass slipper that went inside and the top opened. Another thing we've made, one family lost a son, and he was a guitar player. And I made little realistic guitars that were about 1.5 inches long in gold and white gold with strings, and they functioned as like ash holders for the father, mother, and sister of the young man.
Yeah, man, that's so cool. That's creative, and that's a memory that's going to last. I mean, that's something that gets passed down generation to generation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, something like that. And you've got certified gemologists on staff, and you're able to appraise different pieces that come through the door as well. What's some of the most interesting things you've seen in that realm?
We get lots of good stuff come through. Like right now to my left, I have a big 25.5 carat star sapphire in a 1920s platinum ring with baguette diamonds on the side. It's just, it moves the needle for me. It's a little time capsule. And, whoever bought that in the 20s, they were wealthy and, pretty significant in their community. And it's just like, what does this piece have to say? I wish I knew the history.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's interesting. If you could go back in time and just kind of see, how some of these pieces made it to where they've made it, where they've come from, like Confederate dollars and, these 50-cent pieces. They used to call them clinkers, I think, 50-cent pieces. All the cool pieces out there. And it's interesting to see. I know my family or my grandfather on my dad's side used to give us those types of keepsakes, and those are probably, stored away in our safety deposit box. But those are the memories, man. A lot of those things are good for folks. Shane Socash, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. What's the physical address if people want to drive by and stop by and see you?
Yeah, stop by and see us, 4009 Central Avenue. We've been on the corner of Central and 40th since 1981, and on Central Avenue since 1971.
Nice. 1971. Wow, a lot of changes since 1971. I bet you a couple of those shopping centers around you were an orange grove back then, huh?
Exactly.
All right, Shane, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Always fun. Thanks, Brandon.
All right, my pleasure. Well, hey, another great show. We had Natacha Sanderson, stage to Sell Tampa Bay, Ashley Wait-Woodcock, paralegal here in Tampa Bay, as well, of course, Shane Socash just rounding out the show. I want to thank all of our contributors, all of our producers as well, doing a great job behind the scenes, making the show happen. Everybody here at Salem Media, always a great family feel around Salem. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.